All right, guys, today we're back with a beard series video, and I've got a big, beautiful, glorious beard for us to look at today. So stay tuned. Hi guys, Brian Haywood here. Welcome back to my Beards and Banjos YouTube channel, where we talk about tips and tricks for your beards. We do some product reviews. We also have some special series. One of those that started the past couple of weeks is a beard advice series, where you guys can send me an email at the address below and a couple of pictures and a little description of what kind of advice that you're seeking, whether it's you need help with certain products or your routine, or you're looking for a new style or shape. Any of that stuff, I'll be glad to take a look at that for a few days and do a little research, see what I can come up with. And then you guys can also be featured in one of these videos. But today we have got Wayne. So if you take a look at Wayne, Wayne has a big, beautiful, glorious beard. He's almost finished with his yeard. All right, so when he sent it to me, he said he was 10 months in. That was a couple weeks ago, so he's even closer to the goal line now. And I struggle with this one, trying to figure out something to tell him. But he told me that his wife said when the year is up, he's got to trim this thing. So moment of silence for Wayne's beard, guys. Just take in all of that epic beard that he's got. Man. All right, so that's some hashtag beard goals for a lot of us there, Wayne. So be proud of that. And like I said, I was reluctant to even suggest to trim this thing, but I got over it. All right. It took me several days until I found something like, that is it. That's what I think he should do. All right. But if you take a look at the side profile picture there, the only issue that I really see, and it's not really an issue, it's just something that I noticed, is the way you've got your cheek line, it's more of coming down at a right angle. I think with that particular style that you've got right now, that having a little more straight like mine, or just a little less, or a little bit of a curve there instead of such a dramatic right turn on it, would look a little bit better. Also, but probably because you're doing the yeard, at the top of your sideburns, it's a little bit thick in there, and then it's probably got some length on it too. So that would probably be the first thing that you could address, is to try to taper that down a little bit. And I'm not sure if you're wanting to go for the big trim all at once, or you want to kind of trim it up a little bit, get everything kind of in line and sharp around the corners and the edges and that kind of stuff, and then play with it and kind of adjust it as the next few weeks and months go by. That's what you'll see a lot of guys with yeards do. They're afraid to trim it because, or you know, it's like, I put so much work into it. If I cut it all off, what does that mean for me? You kind of are now identified as the guy with the big beard. What do you do after that? But usually it takes about a few months, usually 6 months after a year, you'll see them kind of come into a shape that really works well for them and kind of becomes their style for a little bit. But don't be afraid to change things up, and don't be afraid to try a trim. Sometimes guys are just afraid of trimming their beards. Get over it, guys. It's just hair. It'll grow back. So I started to think about, what could he do? Well, Wayne could do anything you wanted to. When you've got that much coverage, that much strong growth, you could do a kind of a square shape. But for me, I think a little bit more of a round shape would work. And I found this picture, by the way. Don't you love the coloring there of Wayne's beard? He's got some nice gray in it. It's also got some like two-tone things where he's got some more darker colors here and then white at the bottom. So that looks really good. But if you take a look at this picture that I came up with, I found on, I don't know, I did a Google search, gray beards, something. I don't know what I came up, what I put in, but this is what I came up with. So it's nice and kind of round, and features what you've got at the bottom. Very similar to what you could go with, kind of your coloring already. And like I said, I was so worried about coming up with a suggestion for Wayne, because it's such a good looking beard. And then I ran across this. I did a little digging. But if you take a look at this picture, this is a perfect picture. Look at this guy. He is, he's got the hat to the back. He looks happy. He's driving down the road. I'm going to assume that's a truck, all right? Because, North Carolina would drive trucks. He's driving a truck. Looks so young. Looks so, vigorous. You've got You got the, I don't know, you just look happy in this picture. By the way, guys, this is Wayne. Just a couple months ago, he was growing stuff out. So he had on his Instagram, he had a couple of pictures where, you know, through his journey, which brings us all to a great point. Make sure you're taking pictures of yourself, you're documenting. You don't have to post them on social media unless you just want to, but it's really good for the reflective process. I think in the last video, or maybe it was two videos ago when we were talking with Jesse about my decision to trim down my cheeks here to kind of taper it in was based off of a picture that I took. And I went back and reflecting, and it wasn't even immediate. It was going back a month or two later and reflecting on it and going, okay, I didn't like that. Let's work on changing that. So if you take a look, we can even go back further. So this was Wayne as he was first starting to grow out his beard. Got a nice kind of flat top haircut with a fade on it. That looks good, but I really love this other picture where you got your hat on to the back. If you'll look at that, and now it makes more sense on your cheek line, because that kind of cheek line actually works for that beard shape that you've got there. So it's tighter on the sides coming down, and then everything is focused on the goatee area, and that really enhances the two-tone you've got there with the darker here and what you've got underneath with the white. It just looks so good and fluffy, and I don't know, to me this one was just, it made me okay with saying that you should cut your beard. So I hope you guys agree with it, and I don't want to feel like this is a cop-out. It's like, oh, you just took a picture that he already had and just said go with that. Well, that's kind of part of the process here. That's a lot of times why some guys grow out the beard, so you can see what it looks like along the way. And for me, this is a great look that I think that you should go with, Wayne. So I hope you enjoyed this video, get a little food for thought on that, and a little food for thought for everybody, all right? So make sure you're reflecting on things, you're taking pictures, you're going back and looking and evaluating, and not being afraid to change things up, all right? So I've gotten a few more of these things lined up. I'm trying to do about 2 a week, but once again, if you're interested in being featured in one of these videos, send me an email, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.